Welcome to Home Care Matters, the show where we discuss all things home care, with discussions on important age-related matters and topics. Brought to you by Enriched Life Home Care Services, the #1 rated home care provider in Michigan by Top Rated Local.
Hello, and welcome to Home Care Matters. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have an exciting episode to provide you with, and that is, what is home care? Now, a lot of you may think you know the answer to that question or understand fully what home care is, but quite often, more times than not, people, once they learn about what home care actually is, come to realize pretty quickly they weren't fully aware of what it truly was. So right now, on average, 89% of all Americans over the age of 50, when asked, want to stay in their own home. I personally believe that if you ask people under 50, they would also feel the same way. Who doesn't want to wake up in their own bed as long as they can, enjoy their familiar surroundings, enjoy all of the things that made their home unique to just them? So today we're going to talk to you about exactly what home care is and how it might help families be able to stay in their home. So home care is considered non-medical assistance, where home health care is considered more medical assistance. So we're just going to focus on home care today. Home care provides families and individuals with ADLs, activities of daily living. They're helping with bathing, hygiene, grooming, dressing and undressing, toileting assistance, nutrition assistance. But then home care can also help provide you with all of your domestic needs as well. Maybe it's cooking, cleaning, laundry, tidying up, organizing, transportation to and from appointments. Or maybe you just need somebody as a companion and not a lot of the other assistance. So home care really then is whatever you need it to be within its scope of practice. So for instance, I like to share a story about a family who, like maybe some of you, wasn't familiar with home care. Now, this family, we had the wonderful honor and privilege of helping for several years. And it started when the adult children were all sharing the responsibilities of caring for their mother. And they were doing this as long as they could. Mom was legally blind, but she was also an acute diabetic. She relied on insulin. And if you're familiar with insulin and some of the treatments and things that are needed when you are a diabetic, you know, if you're legally blind, it could be very challenging and really not even safe, and sometimes just not possible to try to manage your diabetes on your own. So they were sharing this responsibility, caring for their mother, and they loved their mother dearly. And their mother loved her home and her family dearly. And they were trying to make it possible for mom to continue living in her home. After all, had she not been blind, she probably could have managed fairly well on her own. But due to the blindness, she did rely on people reading her sugar readings, helping her to look at her insulin, making sure it's the correct amount and dosage. And then if she was out of a prescription, going to pick a new one up, you know, things like that. So this went on for quite a while. And finally, the children, having their own responsibilities to manage, ended up having to have a team or a family meeting. And it was with heavy hearts that they came to the realization that they could not continue caring for mom the way they were. They had their own responsibilities, their own commitments, and some of them even had some of their own personal health needs that they had to take care of. So they couldn't continue juggling it. So they made the tough decision to put mom into a facility. And the family will tell you to this day, it was one of the hardest, most gut-wrenching decisions that they ever had to make. They wanted mom in her home, and mom wanted to be there. And they felt like they were giving up on mom and that they weren't doing for her what they felt they should have been doing. So there's a lot of guilt there too. So fast forward, they continued to visit mom at this facility, but mom became more and more withdrawn, more and more withdrawn from everyone and everything. And the children are seeing this, the grandchildren are seeing this. And so mom's health started to suffer because of it. It was just not a good situation. So the oldest daughter decided to do some research, and she said, there's got to be a solution. There's got to be a way. So she discovered home care. And her question when she called our offices was, what is home care? And that's always stuck with us. And so we explained a little bit to her on the phone. And much like any family, when they call and they're wanting to know what home care is or they're needing home care, the next step was one of our case managers went to meet with the daughter and her siblings, and then eventually with mom as well. So the first meeting, it was just with the oldest of the siblings, the daughter. She was kind of in charge of making the decisions and doing the research. We met with her, and as we're telling her, home care can help with bathing. We can help with grooming. We can help with the insulin and sugar checks for her mom. We can help them ensure her laundry's getting done, help her with meal preparation, monitoring her meals to make sure she's not eating too much or too little carbs and sugars. And as we're explaining all of this, you could see the hope kind of returning to the daughter's face. The next step was we would meet with mom and the rest of the siblings. The case manager's going through a very detailed, specific intake and assessment of what her medical history consisted of, the current medications that she was taking, as well as the chores that we would be doing for her around the home, the domestic needs that she had, who her current healthcare providers were, what pharmacies she utilized. And the next step after that was the family decided they would like home care for their mom so that she could return home. Well, after they made that decision, mom began to turn a corner. She became much more happy again, not as withdrawn, became more personable, more animated, and she engaged more in communication and participated more in her care, which was very important for the family. The day she was to return home, we had a home safety evaluation done for mom, because when she left her home, she left it a certain way. And now she'd been gone for a few months. We wanted to ensure that it was still safe as it was prior to her leaving for the facility. We did a bathroom evaluation, floors, carpets. It's a wonderful resource for families to ensure that all safety measures are met for their parents or themselves to continue living in the home. This particular home, we recommended a couple of safety bars in the shower and on the sides of the wall for her so that she was safe if she needed something to hold on to. And then a shower chair as well as a shower bench for her, so she didn't have as much difficulty stepping into her tub because it was a tub shower and not a walk-in shower. After that, though, we helped her to get organized and situated. And then the staff was with her. The family was so relieved because they felt like they were still caring for their mom, whereas when they had to make that horrible decision that just really was causing them such guilt to put her in a facility, now they're still involved with her care. Maybe not directly hands-on like prior to her leaving, but they're still a part of the care team. There's questions if they want to see different things done or if they want updates, or they simply want to come by and now they can just visit their mom as a mother-daughter, mother-son, or grandma and grandson. It's more of a family relationship now rather than a caregiver relationship. And they said this is one of the happiest times. They had seen their mother in quite a long time because there's not the tension. Their mother's sleeping in her bed and they're still able to visit her in their home that they also grew up in. So home care is a wonderful resource when you're needing assistance, but you don't need care from a facility, where in a facility you would have a nurse on staff 24/7 for healthcare or medical needs. If you're needing help with your activities for daily living, companionship, help making sure medications are getting taken timely and routinely, nutrition is being met, hygiene's being met, and all of your domestic needs and chores are being met, stay in your home when you're able to. Most people want to do that. And home care right now is one of the most critical aspects of the healthcare industry, as well as for families. It's sometimes called the eyes and the ears of the medical profession, or the eyes and the ears of the families, because we're going to help make sure that all of these needs are being met, but it's also allowing the family full control over the care that their loved one is receiving. They can choose what time they want their meals to be eaten. They can choose what they want to eat. They can choose if they want to sleep in until noon and then have breakfast, or they can choose if they wanted to go out to a store or to a certain restaurant. It's a wonderful way of them remaining as independent and still retaining their dignity as much as possible. We work for the families and for the individuals that we serve, and we work at their discretion. There's no long-term contracts. You can have care for as long or as little as you would like. And it's wonderful because it's a flexibility to allow these families and the individuals that we care for to be fully engaged in their care and part of their care team. One thing is, home care is there when you need us. And it's the ability to have control over that care that a lot of families enjoy and find refreshing. So a lot of times people don't realize when we talk about home care that it's the non-medical aspect. Sometimes they are thinking the home health care. Home health care is funded by Medicare and private health insurances. Home care, though, is funded by long-term care insurance, private pay. If an individual was in an auto accident, let's say, and they needed care as a result of an accident, the auto insurance, either theirs or the other party in the accident, can cover the cost of the care with a doctor's prescription, ordering attendant care. Then there's a VA benefit called aid and attendance. In order to qualify for that, either the wartime veteran or their spouse would be the ones requiring the care, and they would need to have served during a recognized war. So it's not just a veteran, but a wartime veteran to qualify for that. And then there's private pay. Those are the multitude of options to be able to pay or fund home care services. We serve families throughout all of southeastern Michigan, but there's companies out there that may serve your area, or if you have questions, comments, or concerns, you're welcome to contact us or visit our website at allhomecarematters.com. There is a wonderful private, secure form that you could fill out with questions, comments, or if you have suggestions for a topic. We're here for you. That's what this show is about. We hope you'll attend or visit or view our next show. Our next show is going to be wonderful. We are going to be breaking down the differences between home care and home health care. A lot of times, as we mentioned, families get confused between the two, or they're not sure if they're talking about one or the other. But we're so thankful that you took time out of your day to visit us here at Home Care Matters. And we hope we did a good job of explaining what is home care. Remember, it helps assist with all of your daily living needs, and it's there for you when you need it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to you joining us again on another episode of Home Care Matters. To learn more about the show and to connect with us, visit us at allhomecarematters.com.